Hey everyone, Marco here, and this is not a Sudoku. This is one of the puzzles that I could not solve about a month ago at the German Logic Masters Logic Puzzle Championship of Germany. I got 8th place there, and I even won one of the 7 rounds, which I am extremely proud of. And yeah, there are several puzzles which I did not manage to solve while I was there, though, this being one of them. This is a puzzle from a round called Sudoku and Variants, where we had a bunch of puzzles that looked like Sudokus, sorta, but were not actually Sudokus. Or I should say they were logic puzzles, but with a Sudoku variant rule applied to them. So in this case, we had outside Sudoku, which usually looks like this, where we have some numbers written on the outside of the grid, and that means they would be placed in one of the first 3 cells in that direction. So 1, 3, 5 here means these 3 cells here are 1, 3, and 5. 1, 6 means these 3 cells are 1, 6, and some other number. And we'd use logic like, there's a 2 here, there's a 2 here. So that means 2s are over here, this 2 is over here, so we'd have a 2 in one of these spots. Stuff like that. But this here is a Hadato. Now Hadato puzzles look like this here, where we're filling in the grid with numbers from 1 to grid size, here 64 because it's an 8x8. Usually, most of these, or like a good number of these, will be given, and then we need to fill in the rest so that we make a path which connects consecutive numbers. So all pairs of consecutive numbers are orthogonally or diagonally adjacent, and we make a snake path from start to finish. It can cross itself diagonally. In a lot of cases, it's going to have to cross itself diagonally, and that's what makes it pretty complicated, yeah. The bold lines here are just to make it look like a Sudoku and also to mark the first 3 cells in that direction. But yeah, this is kind of a meme puzzle, and today we're going to tackle it and put it to rest. Yeah, I mean, meme in the sense of it's still going to be a very, very difficult puzzle, but it's going to be really funny to solve. So let's get started here. I'm going to first try to point out all the numbers to see what the general path is here. I see a 3, which we're going to start with, and a 4 directly afterwards. And this is actually going to mean we need to place the 3 here so it connects to the 4 directly next to it. After the 4, I see a 7. We're going to have to put that here too, so the 4 does 3 moves to the right, or right down, right up, something like that, to connect to the 7. We've got an 11 fairly close to the 7, and then the next number is the 18 up here, oh, 16 as well. I think this means we have to place the 11 here, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves up to the 16. We can't have the 11 down here. For the 16, we've got the 18 there. That just means we've got to place the 16 in one of these 2 cells. Let's do a mark like this to make sure we place it in one of the cells in this domino. Actually, let's do this for the 4 as well. We see the 18 here. Next closest is the 22. I don't think I see any number too close to the 22. I think the 30 is the next number, and 34 is the next number. These are 4 rows apart. So we've got 30 here and 34, and I think we can do 31, 32, and 33 in these dominoes. After 34, we've got 37, where we've got some sort of connection happening down here. Though 37 can be either here or here. Let's just do a marking like this. After 37, 40 something in the same cage. Fairly close to that. And then 46 over here, 49 over here. 50 something. I guess 54 and 56 then. So it's going to stay up in the top left corner for that. After 56, we've got 62, which is going to be either up here or down here. And then we've got 67, which is all the way on the left, on the right. And then we go back here for 72. Wait, this is 33, yep. I'm checking here, we can make the 72 and the 67, or the 62 and the 67, that's 5 and then it's 5. But if we place the 72 here, 67 here, can we actually connect them in 4 moves with everything that's in the middle here? I don't think so, because when we do 71 and 70 here, this 32 is going to be pushed over here, and then this 33 is going to be pushed over here, and we can't actually connect these directly. So I guess what I'm saying is that we can't have the 72 here. We've got to have this here, because the closest path to the 67 is with 5 moves. And the 62, that gets placed down below here as well. So we've got to connect these to the 67 here somehow. Let's say the 67 is here. I'm going to do a path in red, because we can still sort of circumvent all of these numbers like so. So it's not guaranteed that the 67 is on the left here. Anyways, 72. We've got the 75 here, 3 after that, and the 78, which is going to have to be on the lower end. I think that's it for all the given numbers. Then there's 3 more numbers in this corner here. I guess 2 more numbers connecting to this 3 are down here as well. So that's really it. After this, we just have to figure out stuff on our own. I think the place where the most direct connections are happening is this 3, which has to connect the 7. This 72 needs to connect to the 67. This 62 also needs to connect to the 67. This 34 somehow needs to go down here to connect to this 37. So let's try to resolve that. I think only so many crossings can happen at a time, so yeah, I think what we've got to do here is to get this 71 out first. And this 4 down here. Let me do an eraser. Yep, I still have this set up properly. Do this path here. This path here. I've got to get this path to escape. I think what we've got to do is make this cross up, like so. And these go down. This goes one across. This has to cross here. This, I think, this crossing of the paths is, I'm pretty sure, forced. So we've got the 3 path connecting to the 7, the 62 path going up here to approach this 67. Whoops, wires crossed there. That's not a 67 quite yet. And the 34, that's going to go down to this 37, but it's not a 37 quite yet here, so we have to go up one further. Now this 37 needs to sort of stay in the same area to connect to this 40. You've got to have the 40 in one of these two cells and the 8 in the other. So 48, I guess. I don't think we can go up here. Actually, yeah, we can go up, down here. Or we can go this down here. In competition, something I might do here is to make a uniqueness argument. Say if we had a 40 here, like if we had a 40 in this spot, then if we took the bottom corner, like so, we could just as well do this. Take a 38 here, 39 here, and a 40 here. Oops. And if we don't take the bottom corner, then we basically leave this unreachable. So that therefore 40 is here, 8 is here. But let's try to do this logically. If we still have the 40 over here, we'll have to go out here for the 41. This goes out here for the 8. 9, 10, 11, 12 all happen. They've all got to be in this area. Like 9, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the 65 has to escape over here. I don't like that. I don't think that's going to work out with a 33 in this spot. Yeah, over here, I guess, yeah, within these 3 cells, we need the 66, the 33, and some other cell. So we can't have this 10, 9, 10, 12 group take over 3 cells here. I've convinced myself. So we need this to go out like so. To have a 38, a 39, and a 40. Let's erase these. And then we'll do an 8, a 9, a 10, and an 11 here. So now this only takes up, well, with a 12 here, it takes up 2 instead of 3 of these 4 spaces. Path goes around like so. Oh yeah, then this 40 has to go out here. Now we have 41. And this connects to the 46 here eventually. This 11 is going to take one of these spots. We have to get it back to the 16 somehow. Let's say this is a 42 domino. I'm a little bit stumped. But there should be some sort of reachability deduction we can do over here. Well, let's try to sketch out overall topology again. This 37, that's going to connect to this 30. This 71 is going to go around to this 67 and this 65 somehow. This 11 is going to go out here. Might go around this way. I feel like this stuff over here is too much for it to go around this way. Yeah, I'm just going to try to sketch in this case. I don't think the 67 can be over here. Let me, yeah, actually let me save to this transparent layer. If we've got those here, then the 12 has to go out here. Oh, that's a good point. I was thinking a little bit too far ahead here. But in both cases, the 66 is like restricted to this domino, right? The 12 is also restricted to the same domino, so this 33 is actually pushed left. So that fixes the 30 to 34 line. It's going to go here to the left. 33, 32, and 31. This 71, I don't think we can go to the left here, so this goes up 70. Now the 67 is forced to go in this spot because it's 3 rows away. And it needs to go up and down here to connect. There we go, there we go, there's our thing. Now this 11 does need to exit on the right. I think we've found our way through here. Got our, whoops, this should be a 12, this should be a 13, and this is our 42. Yeah, I keep messing up these numbers a little bit here. 67 is connected now. This 13 is going to go up to this 16. That's fine. This 42. Oh, now this 42 needs to go left 4 times to connect to this 46. So we definitely have it going out here, which has the 13 going up here. And now it needs to go one to the left for the 18. 43 in this spot, 44 in this spot, and 2 more to the left for 46. 14, 15, 16. Let's cross off all the numbers here that we've entered. So this 16 is going to connect to the 18. The 44 is going to connect to the 46. The 30, well, it needs to connect to the 22, but I think it can go around a little bit before it does that. Because what we've got here is this little dead end, which needs stuff to fill it in. Our ends are far away here, so it needs to be like a loop segment that goes in and goes back out again. So we've got to connect something to this corner. It can't be the 16, it can't be this 44, because they all go here. And because the 16 takes one of these spots, we can't have something go from here to the right and then go back out the left. So the only thing that can still happen is this 30 goes up here and takes these. This is going to be 29, 28, 27, and now we need to go to the left 5 times to get to this 22, which has to be here now. We also end up with the similar staircase, so we've got 23 in one of these two spots, 24 in one of these two spots, 25, 26, as well as 17. This 18 is also going to connect to this 22 and then go back. I'm gonna say, yeah, this 44 also needs to take the same domino as this 25. So it's going to be a 25, but also a 45 domino. So this 18 is going to be up here. And that's going to connect to this 46. And now we have another weird domino where we've got a 21, a 20, and a 19, where the 19 has to go to the left. That's going to give us our chain for the 18 connecting to the 22. The 44 does need to connect to the 46, and if the connection happens over here, then this chain between the 24 and the 25 is broken. So the only thing remaining there is for the 44 to go up. That's going to be the logic that fixes a lot of the stuff in the top. So this needs to go down here, so we've got a 26, 17, 25. I think that's it for now. Whoops, that was on the wrong layer. I have 2 layers here, one for this red dato path and one for the numbers. Yeah, now we've got a 25. That's 3 away from this 22, a 19, which is 3 away from this 22. This 46 is 3 away from the closest 49. I could have entered this much earlier after I placed the 78. Whoops. This has got to go up, I believe, 48. And then we've got a 47 in this domino. How this is going to lead to the 54 is weird. There's a lot of empty space up here which needs to be taken up too. I think the 78 leading to an 81 end also happens somewhere over here. Oh yeah, and we do very much have a 56 which needs to be connected to a 54. Let's say this 56 is somewhere on this domino and this 54 is somewhere on this domino. If the 20 was here, or rather if the 21 was here and the 20 was here, I think this completely blocks the 54 and 56 off. So the 21 is moved to the side. This 23 is also moved down. That gives us our 24. I'm even going to say that gives us our 20, because why would we have a 20 in this spot? This is just going to be a dead end then. So we've got this segment here. filled in. I'm going to say that whatever this 54 is, it needs to, or this 54 path, it needs to get out here somehow. So this 47 is going to be up. So this connection goes through here. The 78 needs to go out 2 ways. I believe the only ways left are here and here, which gives us our 56 in this spot. $56, $55, $54 up here, and $53. This has to connect to the 49 somehow. I'm going to say this is the 77 because it needs to go down 2 more to the 75, which makes this the 79. We've got to have the 52 over here. And I think the only way to solve this here, if we have this go up here for the 80, this 52 is going to go here for the 51, and that's going to block the 80 off. It can't go to the 81. So instead, the path goes like this. We need the 52 to go to a 51 here, to a 50, and then to a 49. That leaves this path here to go 2 out to the side. So filling in the numbers, this is 51, this is 50, this is 80, and this is 81. These numbers are all satisfied. We got all of those. These are all good. Oh yeah, this 40, I forgot to X this out. And that actually means we have every single given besides the 75. So all that's left is we need to connect the 72 to the 77, the 62 to this 56. Oh yeah, the 56 has to go out here. So that's 57. This is a 76. The 75 is in either one of these. The 3 also needs to take 2 more cells. The 70, this 57 needs to connect to the 62. I think the idea is we need something to fill in this bottom left cell. However, the 62, it needs to go 4 moves up. So I don't think it can go 2 moves staying in the same row, because this would be 60, and then that can't connect to the 57. The 72, yeah, it can't go down. It has to go up here. So the only remaining option here is to actually have the 1 fill in this spot. So we've got 1, 2 here. And we go out with our other paths, like so. That gives us a 73 in this spot. 61, 60, 59. And now we've got 1 direct connection and 1 connection that can stay 1 more, but we've somehow got to take this dead end. So yeah, I think we have it. let me just get the remaining connections here. And now in red. And done. There we have our Hidato puzzle. That was a nightmare to solve. I'm looking at my time and I've got 30 minutes over here. I'm doing this with the gift of hindsight as well. I do not think I could have solved it in a time that was fast enough to be competition viable. Yeah, this round I only solved 2 out of the 8 puzzles there. It was just a bunch of hard puzzles in general. Let me see if I can get it over here. Yeah, you can see here is the outside Hidato. Here's an U-Bahn puzzle, which is a German type with a bunch of extra region tiles. So this single region here is going to contain one of these tiles once, and these are all the possible tiles that can appear in U-Bahn. There's a numbers puzzle here called Partiti with a Renban variant. There's a Philomena without any given numbers with a Rossini constraint, which is these numbers are in ascending or descending order, or neither if there's no arrow. There's the Nanro I was talking about a little bit earlier. This one was weird, and you needed to be savvy enough with both genres to make any headway in this. The capsules, this was fairly straightforward, as well as a clone Pentopia. And of course, for good measure, a standard Sudoku. As mentioned at the start, links to these puzzles will be in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching. It's been a while since I've made one of these, and my commentary might be a little bit rusty, but yeah, I'll try to get more of these done now that I have a little bit more leeway in my personal projects. And I'll see you for the next one. Bye.